Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level game of StarCraft 2. Within the top left, spawning as our red Zerg player playing for Team Dragon Kaisi Gaming. It is indeed dark. In the bottom right, spawning as our blue Protoss playing for the newly formed Macherino team. It is Astrea, who opens up with a quick nexus here before the core. And simultaneously we have a hatchery at the forward location. The forward third here coming out of dark with that classic rich Vespene geyser as well, which does allow for some different type of openers than that non-rich Vespene geyser would allow for. Now, we're gonna have to wait how he's going to try and use it, but in the past we've seen a heavy focus on roaches and specifically ravagers, of course, with that rich Vespene geyser whenever people do take this base. Raynor has been very fond of taking that base as his natural from the very start of when this map came out, and it took the other Zergs a while to catch on or to copy that behavior, but it seems like there's a lot of Zergs right now that do enjoy playing like that as well, and then end up going into some type of roach ravager push, because the amount of ravagers you can produce with the help of this rich Vespene geyser is really quite crazy. So let's keep an eye on that, whether that's going to be the case. Of course, things like Muras, just anything that's very heavy on the gas is going to greatly benefit from having this base as the natural, or just having this base in general, even as the third base would be kind of big. Now, two links do make their way into the natural of the opponent as... Well, wait. Why is the first adept so darn late? I don't actually know why that first adept is so darn late. That adept finished at 2 minutes and 50 seconds in, and usually that would finish at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. Maybe he cut his adept to start a quicker Stargate. That is completely possible. This adept is not really doing a great job here. Clearing links. Has killed one link so far. He's killed 2 links right now, as the main link also ends up going down before Metabolic Boost ends up finishing up. And both of these adepts try to go for a shade across the map. This seems like it would have some risk, but maybe Astrea doesn't care. No, he's going to cancel that. Third base should be incoming pretty soon, as we have the natural for dark that's about to finish up as well. Spore in the main base in an interesting position. I mean, it's not going to be blocking a whole lot of mining, but it's also not going to be blocking a whole lot of Oracle shots. It's not really covering this gas at all. Would have preferred having it a bit further closer to that hatchery, a bit further towards the bottom as well. Dark sending a couple of links across the map. Did not quite get the confirmation of the third base being there, but nowadays it feels like a lot of Zergs don't care so much. Okay, Oracle comes in, will take out 2 drones. Nice control out of Astrea. Very good control, actually. Just calm, collected, does not take a lot of damage. Well, takes a little bit of damage, but not the end of the world for 2 drones. Second Oracle is out as well, so Twilight Council is on the way. We have a third gas immediately starting. This is starting to feel a little bit like it's going to be an Oracle Blink or an Oracle Glaive attack. We have 3 more gates coming in right now. Now, Astrea is most likely going to scout this rich Vespene geyser. No, wait, he's already scouted it. This is an insane location for a stasis. Just barely doesn't go up. I've never seen this before. I have never seen that location before. That is pretty sick. What the heck? Wait, that can't be attacked by a link. So if the queens are not in position, this is the perfect location for a stasis ward. I have never seen that before. That is so cool. That is very difficult to deal with as well for Zerg. Now, let's have a look what the plans are here for Monsieur Astrea. As he has Blink on the way. He's getting some extra batteries right now. 5 Ravagers already being produced with all the gas that Dark has been banking for a while with that rich Vespene geyser. 3 gases in total, but this one counts double, so technically a 4 gas all in of just 41 workers. 3 queens make their way across the map as well. That means that these oracles will not be so useful here. Ling Ravager shows up. Here we go. Stasis ward. What are you gonna do? Well, not a whole lot, honestly. The oracles here towards the natural are pretty much out of energy. Dark Shrine is on the way, and Dark Shrine is kind of a cool way to deal with this, because it basically says, hey, at some point I'm gonna have DTs, and if you don't have detection, I will stop your push. The question, however, is going to be, Are those DTs going to be in time? And so far, it looks like the answer is going to be no. There's so many Ravagers out. There's only a single battery in the far back. Still Ravagers moving in position to pile it right now. Oh wait, there's another one further back even. Did not quite notice that. Natural completely open, but Lynx have not quite entered yet for whatever reason. Dark not so keen on splitting his units up, as Bios do land in the end there on that super battery. Blink finishes up. That means that these Stalkers can now start moving in between these mineral patches, trying to lessen the surface area of the Lynx on them Stalkers. And this is just not looking that great for Astrea. He still has 43 workers, but his army count is not very high at the moment, and that's an issue. He just blinked as well. That means he can't easily escape from this position. Oh, wait, DTs are out. And that's why I like the Dark Shrine. DTs are out, so he's going to survive, but at what cost? Well, the cost of a whole lot of probes. The cost of a whole lot of probes indeed. Creep tumors are being taken out. I'd love to see one revelation if possible on all of these tumors. It would help so freaking much for any future pushes that Dark perhaps could go for. We have more and more workers being produced here for Astrea, who does have decent infrastructure as well. 4 gateways, does not have a forge. Robo is now on the way, but if you have constant production out of 4 gates and you get a couple of batteries, maybe a cannon, this follow-up push, well, still looks pretty darn scary actually. Look how many freaking Ravagers this is. There's 10 out already, there's 4 more on the way. It's going to be 14 Ravagers. As Dark has added a single round of drones. 5 drones have been added. And now just decides to go with that. Oh, this is scary. Poof. Val's connecting with a bunch of these Stalkers. Get a couple of blink backs over here. DT once again gets warped in. There's still no Overseer with this composition. I'm very surprised that this Overseer is this far back actually. What happened with the first 2 DTs? Well, one DT is going to get sent across the map, I guess. This DT is just helping out defensively. Why is Overseer so scared? What is Dark so scared for in general? It feels like he has so many more units than his opponent, but yet he's just waiting it out. He is just waiting it out. DT is going to move in towards its own natural mineral line to try and do something useful there. Battery will get biled down. Defensive DTs putting in some work against these Lynx. Overseer once again not in position. This is a very confusing attack here. Are there just no queens that can move forward? Okay, we have 1 queen now moving across the map. This is one of the weirdest games that I've seen in my life. Why is this? Oh, he's using a spore for anti-air, but there's only 2 oracles, hardly with any energy. Like, surely the oracles are not really going to be a massive issue here. Like, this oracle is going to be capable of killing 3 Lynx and then it will run out of energy. The other one can't even start its pulsar beam because it has no energy. There is one stasis ward in the far back here. Control on the Stalker so far has been pretty good. And I think that, honestly, Astrea is getting closer and closer to stabilizing here. Has a 3rd oracle at this point. I have absolutely no clue what the execution of this all-in was out of Dark. It felt like the entire time he had enough units to just kill his opponent. Maybe he wanted to show that he can kill his opponent multiple times in the same game. He's like, alright, I've won already. I'm just not going to kill you. And now we're going to go into a mid-game. I'm going to win there. Then I'm not going to kill you. Then we'll go into a late game. I'll win there. Then I won't kill you. Then we'll do an ultra base trade. And then I'll win the game. It's like, well, you're allowed to just win with the first time, you know? If you can kill your opponent with the first push, that's fine. Now another round of drones on the way. And honestly, Astrea, I don't want to say that he's ahead, but he's getting a 4th base already at a similar timing as his opponent's 4th. Yes, he has more workers. His upgrade is slightly delayed compared to his opponent, but I kind of like his spot, honestly. Where's that Disruptor? There's no Disruptor here currently. Stasis Ward is going to hit. 1 Ravager, 1 Roach, 2 Lynx. It's not the greatest Stasis Ward in the world, but it's probably good enough for now. There's 30 Stalkers, there's 21 Roaches, there's 11 Ravagers. A single Disruptor is going to make a huge impact on this defense, which honestly just has succeeded at this point. What? Oh, I think he wanted to use the battery there. Accidentally recalled 2 Stalkers and 2 Oracles. Not entirely brilliant, as an Overseer is going to make its way in towards the main base to probably try and poop on top of this Robo once more with that Contaminate. Overlord's being sniped right now. Creep Tumor's being taken out as well. Astrea. I can't believe he's in this game. I actually can't believe it. It was like 12 Stalkers versus freaking 30 Roaches, including 11 Ravagers as well, and a bunch of Lynx. And Astrea and Dark just sat with his Overseer over here, just waiting for something, for the Spore to finish. Odd execution. Look how many Ravagers there are. 24 Ravagers. But they're not actually good. Like, they're nice to have in like mid-sized armies. Like from 100, 110 supply to 150. I think that's the ultimate supply for Ravagers to truly thrive. But beyond that, I don't think they're so great at all, honestly. I don't think they're so great at all. They're not great against charge slots. They're not great against Storm. They're not brilliant against Disruptors either. Like, what are they good against of the things that we're gonna see in the late? Well, they're okay against Stalkers still, even if the Stalkers are in high numbers. I feel like Astrea might actually have a timing to attack soon. He's getting his charge right now. He's getting a Templar Archives. A couple of stasis being thrown down for potential run-bys. Banelings being added in here. That is very important. Without Banelings, I think a defense going to be impossible. That's one Ravager that gets sniped. 23 left over. 4 Oracles are around right now as 5 Revelations get cast in short succession, it feels like. Slow Zealot run by heading towards the top side. We'll meet up with a couple of these Lynx as charge finishes up, probably right after they die. Unfortunate for those Zealots, they will never have the quick legs. That one had it for a second and then died. Very unfortunate. Whoa, I feel so fast. Explodes. That last guy will never know truly why he died. Is it because of the Zergling or because his legs felt different all of a sudden? It's one of these difficult questions in life. A stasis ward in the wall. I haven't seen this. Astrea really has a lot of cool things that he does. And this is definitely one of those cool things. Starts Storm and then immediately morphs his Templar into Archons. I wouldn't have minded actually, seeing some Storms on the map here. I think that would have been good. Ravager count is still very high. Extremely high, one could even say. Astrea is planning on moving out here. This Ling Roach run by should not be capable of really dealing any damage towards this 4th base. 5th base is being set up as well, so double Bailing run by tried getting in towards the natural. There's a Hydra Den on the way, knowing Dark most likely for a Lurker Den follow-up. As I'd be surprised to see Ravager, Ling, Bane, Hydra at this stage in the game. 4 Oracles are going pretty ham, 2 Ravagers already get taken out. Bile's going to connect with a single Oracle though. As more and more Banelings here are just getting sacrificed. This is one of the most confusing games I've seen in my life. Banelings do try to move in here towards this 4th base. So Prism goes in towards the main. Is not quite gonna get there. I don't think so. Oh. It's gonna get there with 5 HP. There's no Queen in the main. Technically could still go in. Try for a warp. Not going to be the case though. 2 Stargates are on the way here. There's no real anti-air available currently for Dark. All the anti-air is in Queens and potentially afterwards is going to be in Hydras, because we do have this Hydra then. Okay, it's gonna research Grooved Spines as well as the Muscular Augments. I don't understand how Dark feels so comfortable with that. This seems like a pretty terrible situation for him, to be quite honest. Lynx will take out a run by. Of course, Adrenal Gland's really putting in some work there. 18 more Banes are on the way. And with those Lynx should be capable of bursting the safety bubble of this fort. There's no Archons there. There's only a couple of Zealots. Ravagers, however, are not quite as plentisome as they once were. There's 4 Hydras now in position. That's a massive blink forward. Astrea really risking it with that blink. I'm not entirely sure why either. Didn't feel like that was provoked. A lot of probes do go down on the other side of the map. We have a partial recall here. This is disaster. Absolute disaster. Banelings killed every single worker here on that 3rd. Will now go in towards the 4th as well. 23 workers have fallen. And the entire army just died. This was a very confusing game. A very confusing fight. And I think Dark has won. It's kind of weird that Astrea sat there defending the entire time. With Dark not being capable of killing him, and Astrea tries his first attack ever and immediately loses. Like, well, never trying that again. camping till the end of time from here on out. Game is going to continue, but for how much longer is the question. 15 Ravagers are still around. Now Templar are being morphed for Storm, and we might actually see a couple of Storms as there's enough energy on at least 3 of them, I believe. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Can we get some Storms? The answer, I guess, is no. It's not being cast. Okay, here we go. 1 on the Ravagers. 2 on the Ravagers. Well, it's gonna morph into an Archon instead. Well, there were 2 Storms still remaining. That Archon is going to die. GG gets called. Dark wins this very odd and confusing game. But he does win it. And Astrea is forced to tap out. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.